A whole neighborhood of prefabricated houses are on display for prospective buyers. The only problem is that the company that built them, KAMPA, has declared bankruptcy. The boss gives the insolvency administrator a tour.
In certain individual cases, there are always special problems. But as a rule, when people call us, it means the till is empty. In this case, it was particularly drastic, because as far as I can tell, no one had expected insolvency. In other words, the actual reason they had to apply for it was that a loan that had been announced by an investor, a major shareholder, never came about.
In 2006, a Swedish investor bought into KAMPA. A few weeks ago, that major shareholder turned off the tap, and the prefab housing company couldn't pay its debts. Production has been halted for now, but a few people have gone back to work. That's because the insolvency administrator was able to arrange what's known as a mass credit from the bank. Werner Schreiber is relieved, as are the 500 customers who are still waiting for their new homes. The restructuring specialist keeps the employees informed. At times, the company has been unable to pay its 750-member staff. The insolvency money will tide them over until the end of May. It's not the first time this has happened.
It reminds me of 2001-2002, when we were also bankrupt. That time we got off pretty easily, all things considered. We can only hope that things will work out that well this time, too.
The entire construction industry is in crisis, including the prefab sector. When houses do sell, it's primarily the energy-saving ones. The situation isn't easy for the restructuring specialist. The order books still have to be filled, and he has to find an investor as quickly as possible. One emergency meeting after another has taken place. And now the insolvency administrator has the say. The two managing directors are counting on him. They themselves have only been in their positions for a short time.
When Mr. Schreiber came along, we found ourselves, of course, in a very unusual situation. But because of his experience, it was also very reassuring. This was all very new for us. In fact, for all the employees, it was a new situation to have to deal with something like this.
The priority is to keep the business running so they can attract new investors.
The suppliers are safe enough, but only partially covered, and it will depend on finding a way to work with all of the many hundreds of them. There I can happily say that a pool of suppliers has formed, so I can talk to one person in charge of an entire group of them to figure out how to proceed. That makes things a lot easier.
So KAMPA might still be able to keep operating, as long as the managing directors and the bank can find a new investor soon. Preferably one with deep pockets.